This morning, I got an update for 2020.44.15. So now we're going to install it and test out everything. Let's go have a look. Could I get 12 hash browns, please? Barbecue sauce. Thank you very much. Cheers. Here we go, guys. Installing live. And I forgot to turn sentry mode off. Sentry mode is off. Close. There. Install now. It says it'll take around 25 minutes to install the update. So whilst that's happening, I've got a heavy bag of oil with my name on it. Okay, so here is the update notes. You can now change autopilot set speed, adjusting the control. Speed limit will cruise at the set speed of the road. Current speed will set cruise speed to current driving speed. So that was in the last update. Spotify improvements was in the last update. Media search improvements was in the last update. Media sources, I'm pretty sure was in the last update. So this update, more than likely, is an improvement on the autopilot system, the full self-drive system. It's been a bit buggy, hasn't it? There's been a few little phantom brakes yesterday. Yes. So, without further ado. So we're now in autopilot, so I guess this will be kind of a review of the system. See this left-hand turn. No problem. Really windy outside. I'm getting a lot of wind noise in the car. But unfortunately, this has happened after the update. Emergency call system requires service. Contact Tesla service. I've just screenshotted that for them and sent it through to them. To do that, if you keep your finger on that for like 3 seconds, that screenshots it and sends it back to Tesla. So Tesla can review what you was looking at and get all the data from the car at the time, which is really good. So I use that quite a lot to sort of help them assess and fix stuff. System feels good so far. It feels fine. No noticeable updates. If we go into autopilot and check that out, summon beta, that's the speed limit stuff that we're talking about. Forward collision, so everything's the same. So let's give you a full review and I'll let you know if it is better or not. So far so good. Let's go. Right guys, we've got a really interesting road coming up now. We're on the M9 or A9, and there's all these like roadworks and stuff. So you can see on the system, it's picking up all these cones. It's doing a very good job. It's picking up these road signs, and it's also picked up the speed limit to 50 as well, which is a variable speed limit, which is good. So if you see that 50 sign over there, it should come up on the screen now down here, and it did. So that's cool. So that's really good. I would say that's better for sure. It was struggling to pick up them last time, wasn't it? Yeah. The road signs. So that is much better. This road gets really sketch, like really crazy. So you can see like now the motorway's kind of split into two. So they're doing a lot of roadworks down here. And it gets to the point where there's no road lines. The solid white line just like slicing across the line. And the only thing that can guide the car is the cones. Nothing else guides the car. So all the road markings are kind of useless. So that's going to be super interesting in terms of what it thinks that is. This kind of seems like it's going to do all right through here. Anyway, to the road.
An emergency call has been triggered.
Guys.
To cancel it, use the display screen. The emergency call has been cancelled.
The emergency call thing is now fixed. It took about 15 minutes, so no problems with the emergency call thing. It must have just been something that triggered it for a minute, just to it wasn't working for a few minutes, but now after 15 minutes, emergency call is working as it should. And back to the road! Okay guys, I don't know if you can see in that shot that William's shooting right now, but the tyres are leaving like road lines. So it's gone now, but basically the tyres leave, because it's a little bit moist on the floor, we're leaving like road lines, and the car just reacted quite badly to thinking those tyre marks were road markings, so it tried to shift me right over to the right. Not a good start for the autopilot review, the full self-drive review. It is what it is. Apart from that, everything's been perfect. So we've been driving now for about 50 minutes, maybe 40, 50 minutes. And that's the first major problem we've had. I can't see where these cones might have been cleared up since I was last time here. But we've got a big roundabout coming up, so this is going to be interesting. Oh my God. Oh my God, we're doing it! Oh my God, he's doing it! That's probably the best it's tackled a roundabout for a long time. Right, okay, we've got a roundabout coming up in about 100 miles, so I'll try that out again. Let's go. So you can see we're going around this corner. The rain's not the best weather. The car detected it and took us out of Navigate on autopilot. Let's see if we can change lanes. Still allowing lane changes, which is nice. You know, it's not doing a bad job. So this is our problem here. Let's see when we pass this car if it phantom brakes. No. So that's good. We've only, like I said, we only had that one phantom brake. Left turn. See if it allows us to left turn. Yep, left lane shit. So that's really good. I don't know if it's shown up on camera. It is heavy rain. Doing a good job. Okay. Coming up. See if it gets thrown off by anything. It's going to suggest a lane change. Nope. Okay, we'll stay behind this car until it tells us to change lanes. It should suggest to take over him now. We're doing 50, 48, really slowing down. I'm hoping it says, hey, do you want to speed up now? Okay, he's moved out of the way, so the car's going to speed up. 50, 60. Let's see if it suggests to overtake this person. 64, 65. So we've got auto lane change on, but because of the weather, I don't know if it's kind of kicked us out of Navigate on autopilot, and that's why it's not working. Right, I'll give it 10 more seconds, because there we go. Right on cue. This guy's moving out of the way anyway, but car's done a smashing job there. We're back into Navigate on autopilot. We can tell that by the single line we've got. We'll to change lane, check the mirrors. So it's doing a good job. It's doing a really good job, and that was with the quick flood of water. It's kind of stopping the rain now, but there's supposed to be quite a bit of a rainstorm coming in today, so that's going to be interesting. It's suggesting the lane changes as we'd hoped for now, quite comfortably. And this is when it's really easy to use. Let's see if this, watch down here, let's see if it detects the bad weather, because this is worse. So usually it takes you out of, there you go, poor weather detected, Navigate on autopilot unavailable. Interesting. And it's something I wanted to talk about actually. The other day I was watching the full self-driving beta video. I've done a reaction video to Dirty Tesla's videos. If you get a chance, that should be uploaded soon, so subscribe to watch that. But the thing that got me interested was that he said that when he gets to a motorway, the full self-driving beta stops, kind of, and it uses the same system that we're on right now. Obviously in America there's a few extra features because of the regulations, but it uses the standard autopilot, standard full self-drive when they're on motorways or highways in the States. And the full self-driving beta is only activated when they're on city or residential streets. And for me, that's an interesting thought, because most people don't use taxis or taxi services for motorway driving. Taxi services is usually for city driving and residential driving. You know, you don't usually get a taxi down the highway. I don't know about in the States, but in the UK, you don't get a taxi down the motorway most of the time. Some people do, but it's not as standard, as most people aren't doing that. And I thought to myself, first of all, is that something they're going to provide at the start? Are they going to provide city driving first, or is that what they're trying to tackle first? Because that's where most of the revenue is going to come from. And then stuff like the fact that it's using a different system, the standard autopilot system, for the full self-driving beta right now, maybe that's an indication that is going to be the case. So yeah, and then lastly, obviously, 70 miles per hour, the weather has more effects on the cameras at 70 miles per hour when it's weather like this than it does in a city street. I think it could do. What adverse effect does the speed have hitting the rain? Does it make it hard to see? I know if I'm flying at 70 miles per hour with my eyes open and there's rain, well, I'll try it out in a second, but I bet you I can't see very far. So, you know, something to think about. Anyway, suggest a lane change. Come on, car. It's not going to suggest it. Why? Because we're turning off in 1.9 miles. So we're going to sit behind this truck and just enjoy the car doing its job. Oh, something nice. This is one of the biggest issues, is passing these kind of big trucks, phantom brakes. So I'm going to sort of just pass it as normal. We've got a little tight gap coming up there. Let's have a look what happens. No problem whatsoever. We've got another truck coming up. Nothing. Okay, so that's really good. I'm going to indicate left into here. So one of the bad things about 2020.44.10.1, which we're not on anymore, it was very jumpy around other vehicles, very jumpy around trucks and lorries, and because of that, it caused a lot. It did have a lot of phantom braking. There was a lot of phantom braking. So this system seems to be a lot better, and that makes me happy, because there's one thing that destroys autopilot and full self-drive, and that is phantom braking. It destroys the confidence you have in the system. So even just passing them trucks there, I want to keep my foot near the accelerator, like ready to just take over, because I don't trust that it's going to pass the trucks all right. Whereas with less phantom braking, you get more confident in the system, you stop doing that, you start having to like think, oh God, I'm going to have to take over here. I'll let you know if anything changes, but for now, it looks good. Back to the road! Quite some nice bend coming up, so let's have a... And then we're going to be entering back onto the motorway. We've got a left front fender covered.
Speeding.
He was speeding. Let's see how it merges with this car. Let's see if it slows down for this car. Put the indicator on itself. Did I do that? Seems to be doing an alright job. I think it put the indicator on itself there, and I'll have to... I think it put the left indicator on itself. I could be wrong. See the road shine. Very hard to see. It's gone behind that cloud. The road shine. It's hard to see the road shine. It's hard to see the road markings, or it was at least. And the car having no problem whatsoever finding the road markings. Better than me, myself. So that's good. So the car's managing to read the lines even with like a huge sun glare on the road and a shine to the road. So yeah, really good stuff. So just had it again. The car is definitely indicating by itself. I don't know why. I don't know if it's attempting to do auto lane changes itself, but it just indicated again by itself. So I turned into this lane, and when I got in there, it indicated right and left. There might be a little bit of a problem with it, with the indicators. It's not too major, but obviously you don't want to put your indicator on to somebody because they might think that you're turning into them. Back to the road. Let's have a look. We're in autopilot, full self-drive, whatever you call it, and we're approaching a 3-truck dinner. And I want to know, is this car capable of handling this kind of meal on its plate? So, this would most likely cause a phantom brake in the past on the previous version. Yeah, it looks good. No braking yet. Okay, we're past the first truck. As you can see, very hard to see the road. I think the camera's probably doing a better job than me. It looks super overexposed. I can't really see the back of that car, back of that truck very well. You ever get stuck behind these for like waiting for a truck to overtake a truck and you've been there for about 15 minutes? I have. It's really bright still. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we get a phantom brake. There's a guy right behind me though, so I'm just gonna keep my foot near the accelerator just in case. Okay, we're picking up speed, 62, 64, 65, back up to 70. That's really good. Foot near the accelerator just in case, but I'm not touching anything. And no problems. Here we go. And nothing. So, in my opinion, I think they fixed the phantom braking. They've patched it. Seems all right to me. And now I get to enjoy this beautiful view. Have a look at that. Do a little zoom in on that wheel. I can't see a thing, guys. It's all the car at this point. I can see stuff, but the car is doing a mad job at checking this out, making sure it's safe. With the glare on the road, because it's been like moist, it's quite a smooth road, and the sun's just hitting it. It's so hard to see. Look at this face again. Wow. This is legit. This is how I'm looking. No problem whatsoever. We're about 6 miles away from a supercharger in Abington. Look at the views around here. We're 6 miles out, but the views are just gorgeous. Rolling hills after rolling hills. So I'm gonna see if it does a slip road itself. This will be the first time on this update. So if you just watch out here, it should indicate itself. You'll see on the wheel, it will indicate itself. It's slowing down. It's indicating it pulled off. Here we go. It's struggling because it's shiny as hell. And we'll get to this roundabout and see what it does at the roundabout. But yeah, it does smash that. Let's see if it'll do it. What's it gonna do? Okay, that's it. It was just ending there. So there we go, guys. We're at the supercharger now, so I'm gonna slam this on charge. So apart from that, I've just got into the car park now, tested out the parking, nothing really different, and so I've not really noticed anything different apart from the confidence around cars is much better. So the system is much better, and you know, a lot of people seem to think that the UK version is completely different from the US version, and it's not actually ridiculously different. A lot of it is down to restrictions and regulations in the UK. Obviously there's certain things like the car is able to recognize certain things in the States better than it is in the UK, and that's through driver experience, but through driving experience on the system. But the UK is pretty decent, and I think a lot of it is down to the regulations. So we're just hoping and praying that they sort of start to sort that out. As the UK come out of the EU, that might change. So that might change. I'm hoping it will, but I'll have to look into that. Maybe that's worth a video in the future. But on the motorways, it's absolutely amazing. It was really fantastic, extremely confident this time round, and it looks like a lot of the issues with the phantom braking have been fixed. The only issue that I noticed this time around was those indicators. So I can't really tell you because it didn't happen again afterwards. Extremely bad weather, and the car kind of handled it like a troop. So there is my review of 2020.44.10.14. Is that right, Will?
Yeah, bang on.
So Will helps me loads. Oh, I got out of it. Driving companion.
We're not even driving right now.
Falling asleep all the bloody time. No, it's really good actually. What do you think, Will, to the new system?
I think as a passenger, to be honest, I haven't noticed much. The only thing I have noticed is that when you go past trucks, especially when it's raining, normally you get a bit of phantom braking, and there hasn't been any yet. So that's all I've noticed.
So yeah, and I think that the point of that is as well is to say that the autopilot system and the full self-drive system are just that good already that there's not that much to be changed. It's like fine-tuning it, and that's how it would develop from now on, be fine-tuned. Apart from like feature releases like auto lane change and stuff like that, nothing else is gonna, or take your hands completely off the wheel. That would be nice. But yeah, apart from that, everything seems to be good. Guys, thank you so much for all the support we've been receiving. I do appreciate it. We've got loads of videos coming out. I've been in the Scottish Highlands, that's where we're driving back from now. And also, one thing I'm super excited for is we have a draggy, I think they're called, a draggy, which is a 0 to 60 tester. I've ordered it to the studio, and that's to get an official 0 to 60 time out of the Model 3. And the reason I purchased that is because we've got the Plaid Model S coming at the end of next year, and I want to get used to sort of doing speed tests with you guys and getting accurate information over to you, so you can see exactly what that Plaid Model S is capable of. I'm hoping sub 2 seconds.
So am I.
After having the Model S, the Performance Model S out for a week, I'm actually a bit scared about sub 2 seconds.
You don't need it to go that fast.
You do not need it to go that fast. Guys, thanks for watching. As always, there's a link in the description for 1,000 free supercharger miles. It gets me 1,000 free supercharger miles too, and I do appreciate it. Congrats to everyone who's been buying their Teslas through that link. Thank you. There was another one come through the other day. Salute to you guys in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.